Well, howdy there. I'll go ahead and apologize for the wind. We got a steady 10, 12 mile an hour northeast wind. It rained real good last night. Probably got an inch and a half of water. So, all of my wood that was really dry is now damp again, but that's fine. The rain in the early months of the summer, I don't mind it getting rained on because the water will soak in there, and then as it dries back out in a hurry with the wind and the sun, it'll crack it. You know, this is some of the stuff I stacked up a little earlier this summer. See how it splits the ends real fast because it's drying out so quick. That will allow air to the inside of the log and dry it out faster. You know, even the stuff on the ground is splitting real good. On this end of the firewood wall is some greener stuff that I cut more recently. All of this I piled up yesterday. Was all completely soaked this morning. And you can see the couple little damp spots, but just the wind itself. The sun just kind of started to crack through the clouds, but it's still thick up there. So solar's only making about 600-700 watts right now, but the wind itself is doing a good job of pulling this moisture back out, which is great. But anyways, I've got a ton of more wood to process. I just got another load dumped on me. Got a Lucy over there. I think this is walnut, which it's a shame I hope they got a good veneer log out of this if the whole tree came down, because that's very valuable wood. There's really nothing for me to try and mill a couple boards out of though, but so it's gonna turn into firewood. Then I got hard maple over here, hard maple over here, and I think there's one chunk of oak in this. Yeah, I think, oh no, that's maple. The oak's all over there. So, yeah, I'll just show you the whole pile. That's approximately 5.5 feet tall all the way across. That's over 50 foot now, so that's easily 6 face gourds. It's not even split yet, so that's going to be a bigger pile once it's split. Once I process through all this, that'll almost double that pile. I don't know, or it'll add at least 20 feet to it. And then I gotta borrow the neighbor's big splitter. He's got a 37 ton. My little 7 ton will not go through those guys. Maybe some of them, but there's a lot of knotty stuff. My little guy should have no problem with all of this. I've kind of been keeping it separated. Here's all the oak. Yeah, that's all those pies right there. And there's some various oak scattered in there, a little bit back there, along with hard maple and ash. But yeah, so far everything I've piled up this year is all hardwood. Last year was probably a 30 or a 70-30 mix of primarily softwood and a little bit of hardwood. And I saved the hardwood for January and February, which worked out, but I ripped through the softwood really fast. But camera doesn't really do this pile justice here. See if I can back off a little bit. That's about an 18-foot circle, maybe 16-foot circle, approximately 4 foot high. That's all cut down to length. Some of it is ready to stack, some of it needs to be split yet. I got to get my pallets cleaned off, get my scaffolding out of here, and then the girls can start stacking that. And then Now we got all this yet, which this is about 5 foot tall here. That's easily a 16-foot wide pile of just random logs. Some of this smaller stuff I'm not going to even fiddle around with. That's bonfire wood, you know. This stuff and this stuff. But getting up to like the 3 and 4 inchers, I'll cut that up, and that doesn't even need to be split. I can just go in there with full bark on, and that actually burns slower than a larger piece that was split, because that bark retains a lot of moisture, so that'll, you know, there's a lot of extra energy in that bark. But yeah, here's some oak. So yeah, this is a beautiful pile of wood. I can say with 100% confidence I have my winter's wood here. Now I just got to process it all, but so overall things are going great. Batteries have been in fantastic condition all summer long, since the snow went away. Late April, I haven't had to run the generator once. I've only had to start a fire to heat water once. So the solar water heater is working really good. The 15-watt panel on the running the water pump is working good. The new water pump is working good. I'll show you that stuff later. I did a couple updates, but I'm gonna get to work here, and in a couple hours I'll hopefully have smaller piles, and that will be bigger. So did I say an hour? I meant a day. I got almost all of it broken down. This guy here, I got to take a little slice out of to get it down to 16-18 inches. That'll go on this stack, and then pretty good. You know, the rest of it is some cobbly shit. I'll take the big saw and break this into smaller pieces, but it's going to be hard to get anything that's going to go into a stack. That'll probably end up in the bonfire wood. I'll just break them down a little bit smaller so I can handle them, or maybe push them over with the tractor, and when they dry out a little bit more, they'll be manageable weight. But I extended this pile a couple of more feet. I didn't want to go any further because I didn't want to make a shade spot on the garden. The garden's right behind that. I started a new pile. These will end up being bonfire wood. Maybe I can cut that down and split that, but that's got a huge knot in it. I don't even want to play with that. This is going to be my permanent splitting block now. And then yeah, I started another pile over there. I got 4 truckloads of smaller stuff back over here that I got all cut down. Made this pile pretty much double the size of this pile back here. But if you come around, oh, and I got all my scaffolding out of the way, pulled all the weeds. The girls did a hell of a job splitting easily half of this. Well, probably about a third of it. But they did a good job. And they got the first processed firewood stacked. And we got 1, 2 face cords stacked. So that's awesome. And that was about 1/4 to 1/3 of this pile. So this pile will probably end up being, you know, 7, 8 face cords once it's all broken down. I've got way more than enough than what I need for this winter. So I got a surplus of wood, unless it ends up being just a miserably cold winter. I'm good to go. Probably with this and this, I would say I'm good to go for sure. If you throw in that big long pile, but then I got the two other piles. Those are both going to turn into 2 or 3 face cords. That's easily 6 or 7, you know. So the big long pile, let's say it's 6. That's another 2, 2.5. That's another 2, 2.5. 6, 5. Another 11 face cords on top of the 8, on top of whatever the heck this turns into. That's going to be a lot. That's a lot of wood. So we definitely have enough for this coming winter. Pretty much no matter what kind of winter we get, I'm good to go. And I think I have a surplus. I have a start on next year's wood already. And there's more in the city to be cleaned up. We just had some real bad storms, so a lot of wood came down. So the city and all the local tree services are just working like crazy. If I held the camera on the road for about 3 minutes, we'd see at least 2 cars or 2 trucks, probably a dump truck and a pickup with a trailer full of brush and wood going that way, because the yard waste site is over there. So that's where they're bringing everything. And it's been pretty much non-stop for 2.5 weeks since the storm. There's still a lot to be cleaned up yet. So the tree services are going to continue to bring it here, but I asked them very nicely, no more in the yard. I've got the woods back there. There's another driveway, so I'm going to take the tractor back there and go clear a spot where they can get their trucks in, turn around, back up, and dump it back there. Because companies have to pay to dump it at the yard waste site, so that's the benefit of dropping it in my yard. They can do it for free. They can just turn it, you know, pull in, turn around, and drop it. So that's why I get all this wood for free. I've been accused a couple of times of deforestation, a lifetime of deforestation. Most tree huggers have no idea how much wood just falls naturally, and that somebody has to cut that wood up and then they have to bring it somewhere to be disposed of. This is a service that the city and tree services provide. They've got to do something with all that wood that they cut up all day, every single day. They have more wood than they know what to do with. So you can get on their list, and if they're working in the neighborhood, they'll just, boom, drop it right here. I didn't have to get any of this wood. It just, they pull in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dump load trailers. You know, that's probably 2 dump load trailers. Up here was easily 6 big dump trailers to make all that. You know, that is an obscene amount of wood. Just that is easily half of what I need for the winter. I burn 14 to 16 face cords a year. I've easily got more than I need to get into next winter. So whatever, I'll keep stacking it up, and if I get so much of a surplus that I feel like it's gonna rot before I can get to it, I'll start selling it, and that can be supplementary winter income. Because why not? I've got the space and the tools to process it, and why not? Wind is still coming in from the northeast. Turbine's been spinning for about 3 days straight. Sun is out and high. I think we've already collected about 9 kilowatt hours today. The solar water heater is working awesome. Water is already over 115. We already ran dishes and took showers and stuff. It's my turn. I'm filthy. I got a little bit of shit to pick up, but other than that, life is good. So, thanks for watching. God bless you.